Hi, it's Andy here at Photech Video, and in this video I'm going to tell you all about this little baby, which is the Ulanzi VL110 RGB Ice light. Stick around because you're going to be really surprised by the features and specs that this compact light offers for the price. Just a quick disclaimer here, this video is not sponsored by Ulanzi, and I bought all of the products shown in this video with my own money. So the VL110 comes in a very nice presentation like this. As you can see, it's well packed, nice polystyrene and plastic. It comes with a USB-C to USB-A cable and also instructions in here in Chinese and in English. So let's look at the pros and cons of the Ulanzi VL110 RGB Ice light. One of those pros, of course, is the price. Now, Ulanzi sells this light at 49 euros on its website, which in itself is an absolutely superb price in my opinion. I was lucky enough to pick these up for 24 euros something the first three, and 27 euros something the second three. So the 6 lights cost me 156 euros. But even at the price which Ulanzi sells them on their website, believe me, they are more than worth it. They have a number of features, and some of them are just out of this world. They make life so easy to be able to use these lights either in your photography or in your video, for portrait photography and also product photography. It's about 24 centimeters in length, which is 9.5 inches more or less. And when we take off the cuffs at each end, the actual light panel itself is about 9 inches. So these lights have color temperature control, and we can be in the white light and change the color temperature from 2500 Kelvin all the way up to 9000 Kelvin. Now you can see that the color has changed from a very warm color right up to a very cold color at 9000. Another of the functions is the RGB, and we have enormous control over these RGB lights. Right at this moment, as you can see, I've just gone from white to the RGB. I have it set at 360 degrees. I'm looking down at my monitor, and you can see that this is a purplish light. If we look here at the back, we'll be able to see the different color representation that those degrees have. We also have the possibility to increase saturation. Saturation goes from 0% right up to 100%. And then, of course, we also have the brightness, which again goes from 0 right up to 100%. And all of these changes are in 1% increments, which means that the control over these lights, well, is exceptional. So I'm holding this light at about 60 centimeters away from me, I would say, and it's at 100% right this moment, and also on 100% saturation. So I'm going through the different colors which this light offers me. Remember that one thing is the different colors in the degrees from 0 to 360, and then also you can change each of those colors depending on the saturation which you want to give to each of them. So we've gone all the way through the spectrum there. The other function that this light offers is 20 different special effects, which are great for videos if you want to put something out of view and maybe simulate photographers, or maybe you want to simulate a television or a flashing ambulance emergency services. This has 20 different special effects which you can use as well. These lights also have an OLED display. I'm not sure if this may be flashing for you because of the shutter speed, but believe me, I can see it very, very clearly. Now these lights are very bright. As you can see, this light at this moment is about 30 centimeters away from my face, and you can see that when I turn it on, it is really very, very bright. Another super feature that this light has is it has 3 different positions on the cuff where you can lay the light in 3 different positions to take advantage of the full 120 degree light surface. And each of those positions has a built-in magnet. You can clip it onto any metal magnetic surface. So what does Ulanzi say about the actual light itself? Well, it says that if we're at 30 centimeters, which is about here, it's going to give us 1150 lux. If we move it to 50 centimeters, which is about here, it's going to give us about 425 lux. And if we move it to 1 meter, which I can't really reach, it's going to give us 66.8 lux, which, as you can see, well, is a lot of light. Ulanzi says that the VL110 on continuous working time when fully charged will last about an hour and a half on maximum brightness. I've done tests in my small home studio here and discharging and recharging these lights, and I can assure you that, yeah, that's more or less right. Sometimes it's a little bit more and sometimes it's a little bit less. If you want to get more user time out of them, then just reduce the percentage and increase your ISO a little to compensate for that loss of light power. So the lights last for about an hour and a half and the charging time is almost the same. So on fully discharged lights, it's going to take about 1.7 hours or maybe just a little bit more to recharge that light 100%. It weighs very little, but it feels solid, it feels quality, but it doesn't weigh a lot. We're looking at 235 grams, which is about 8 ounces. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, please click on the like button. Today you can actually see an example of how the lights look on a video in a small studio. I have 3 of the Ulanzi VL110s working at this moment. I have one just off to my right, which is vertical on a light stand screwed into the 1/4 inch thread. I have another on the floor behind me, which is just lighting up the ceiling and the wall. And then I have a third one here, which is just magnetically clipped onto my small stepladder. And as you can see, these Ulanzi VL110s really do the job. The color rendering index, CRI, of +95 is just amazing. It means that if you're using the white light for studio photography or for videos, it should render skin tones pretty close to reality. Being able to change the hue and saturation of the RGB lights is also very, very important and so useful. And the brightness control in 1% increments is also a very useful tool, because it means you can give exactly the amount of light which you want to any particular scene. These lights have a 1/4 inch screw thread on the bottom, which is the standard in photography, which means that you can attach them to almost any light stand. I have the Ulanzi quick release plate system where I can just clip it on like that, and there I have it, and I can release it just as easily from that stand. So again, the 1/4 inch thread on the bottom is a really important feature of these lights. They are so portable. You can put them in your pocket, in your rucksack, in your camera bag. As I say, I carry 3 in my camera bag, and as you can imagine, with 3 of these lights, well, I have more than enough light in situations where light is low. Now, another really interesting feature of these lights is the fact that they have a cuff which comes off on the end of the light, just like that, and you can put another light on and clip it on and join 2, 3 or even more together. Now, Ulanzi says that more than 3 is too many. However, in their advert, they do have 4 joined together in one of their photos. But this is a great system. It's so easy to use. To separate them, you just clip down here and you just twist it and off it goes. To put them back together, you just simply twist it like that and click it in. The great thing about these is that you can set each of them to a different type of light. So let's have a look here. We have a white light, a blue light, and we could change them to whatever we wanted. So again, a really interesting feature, this being able to join them together just as simply as that. So even though these lights have a working time of about an hour and a half fully charged, Remember, they're 2600 milliamp hours. So using the USB-C port, we can charge these lights, but we can also power them on an external battery. And if we connect a 10,000 milliamp hour external battery to them, we can power them 4 times longer than the battery itself gives us, which is 6 hours, which is, well, absolutely crazy. So those are some of the pros of these lights. What about the cons? Well, one of the cons is that they do not have a remote control and they do not have Bluetooth or a phone app to be able to control them. In my case, I prefer not to have those functions for the simple reason that you start looking for so many different apps on your phone or so many different remote controls everywhere for different things, and in the end you're really not sure which of the remotes you should be using for what. It's so much easier, in my opinion, just to go to each light and to change the settings and to increase or decrease the saturation, to increase or decrease the brightness, and to change the actual hue of the lights. Another con for the VL110 is that it doesn't have a green magenta shift mode to be able to correct any shift that there might be in color balance. For me, again, it's not a big problem. So what is my opinion of these lights? Well, in case you didn't realize during this video, I am absolutely in love with them. They are awesome. They are so bright. They are so portable. They last more than the time that I need because I'm never going to be shooting continuously for more than an hour and a half. I have that possibility of using an external power bank if I need to. The brightness is amazing. The number of colors which I can get out of these is amazing. The white light color temperature from 2500 to 9000 Kelvin is incredible. The fact that I can join them together in series of 2, 3, 4, and if they're on the floor, even 6, as long as we're not putting strain on those particular joints. So I mentioned 2 cons, there may be more. Let's see what happens with use. But for those 2 cons of not having an app or a remote control and not having the green magenta shift feature, quite honestly, I am so pleased with my purchase. Please drop a line in the comments section below if you have experience with this particular light or with any other LED, white or RGB lights, because I'd love to see what your experience has been as well. If you liked this video and you found the content interesting, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring that notification bell. And if you feel so inclined, you can also share it on your favorite app to your friends and family. Well, that's all from me for now. I hope you found this video interesting. Until the next time, this is Andy signing off. Take care and be safe.